Hey guys, it's Sean here. Thank you for coming to today's video. I'm going to do a quick update of what we're up to this year. I've not done a video for a couple months, I think, roughly, if I calculate it from now. So I've got a little bit to update you on since the last update. So I'll go straight into it. The first one was the 6-bed HMO, which I shared on my page, the one, I furnished for about £5,000. That one we got our refinance back in, and I said on a video I'll share with you the numbers. So the official GDV, or the official refinance figure I got back, was 340,000. Now, really happy with that, because we actually started off high, so I wanted about 380, hoping I'll get about 365. Just to cover the little extra costs that we had for the delays. I mean, it took about 18 months to build. We had changeover contractors, redoing bits and bobs of work. So that's been a lesson in itself, but figures wise, it didn't turn out too bad. Bought the place for 160, we spent around 125 in the end. We left in about 25 to 30k in the deal. So quite happy. I mean, that cash flows nicely around 3,300 a month gross, so we look about, I always say about half of that, so 1,500 net a month, 18k a year. That's pretty much an annual average salary, I'd say, and we can move on to the next property after that. 398 is our 24-bed, which we've had so many challenges. I'm not going to lie, because I'll do it on another video about the little issues. I mean, the main thing was the adopted road. We've had some changes to the plans. Also divulges into structural as well as foundations. So there's a long list of stuff that we had to go through, but it's good that we're tackling it now before we've actually started the build, because otherwise we might get halfway into the build and having to change things during that build process. It's just going to be more costly. So I've kind of just taken a step back. Well, not even taken a step back, I've taken a step forward to just kind of get hold of the team, speak to the architects on a regular basis, and hopefully get all the admin stuff resolved before we actually step right into it. So I will get it done this year. That's my goal. Another project is the La Gondola Hotel. So, oh my gosh, just before Christmas, planning rejected. Not ideal, but we've had some lessons in that as well, because the scheme we went for, even though we went through pre-app planning, we paid like £2,000 for pre-app. The council obviously scaled back from our original plans. I think it wanted 74 apartments, and then that scaled down to about 59. And now going through the whole planning process has kind of just allowed people to kind of get involved, and then they've shared their comments, and we've had comments from Highways. Previously said parking's not an issue, and then all of a sudden they said parking's an issue. The size of it, overbearing neighbours, even though we redesigned it in a way where it doesn't overbear the neighbours. So I think we've just been battling back and forth. I mean, Sam, the business partner on it, has been all on the social front, so it's all over social. I think one of his videos has come up to nearly 2 million views now, which is incredible. I think on our channel as well, it's about 4.8k views, which I'm really thankful for, really grateful for. But yeah, we are going with a new architect now. It's Matthew Montague, I think that's how you pronounce them. They're based in Ashbourne. They come up with really cool kind of contemporary designs, hoping that they will kind of press on it on the press front, and also just get some new plans. I mean, we're aiming for about roughly, I think it's 45 2-bed apartments. We've also had some contact from the council as well, so they're going to hopefully step in and see if we can do something for them, really. But it's all open right now. We've got to go through the whole process. I mean, it's been nearly a year now. We've got to do the refinance again, and then see if our investors are looking to carry on for another year. We've got one that's over 2 years, so it's kind of just do the whole process again. Yes, it's costly, but at the same time, it's just sitting there doing nothing. So we need to obviously push on and get that through. Since Christmas, we've also taken on another project. It's on London Road. How I came across this, it came on the market for about 200, and I think it was offers over 270, I think it was. We agreed at 275 in the end. I met the vendor because it was a vendor-led viewing. Found out they actually own next door as well. So the opportunity was, when I went around the building, it said 7-bed house, so no en-suites. And all these rooms are like over 20, somewhere even like 30 square meters combined. So I already had the vision by looking at the floor plan and looking at the size of the rooms that this could work in its existing shape and form, about 14 studios. And then there's a garage at the back. So with the garage, I believe we could get at least like 6 or 7 studios in there. So after speaking to the vendor, I said, look, yeah, I'm happy to agree this at 275. How much do you want for next door? It's about 140. Is like, yeah, great, that's fine. It's a 2-bed terrace, probably worth around that. And combine everything into one sale, but also kind of defer any consideration. So there's things where we worked around to try to be a bit creative that works for the vendor, works for us. We are in a race to kind of get it completed before 31st of March because of the tax year. For tax reasons, the vendor wants to get part of it sold. But yes, we're working with Heather on this one. So it's going to be another development of CEC. Our last one was the 14-bed HMO, so it's kind of similar where it's a corner plot building size. It's in a different location. We're going to aim for like professionals mainly, hence why we're going down the studio route. We did have plans back, so after I had the deal agreed with the vendor, I did get the architect to kind of fast track it. So I went around, did like some scale drawings, and it came back, and then we can get 19 studios. And so I'll do a little video about that in a couple of weeks' time to share you what we're going to do with it. That's going to be another cash flowing asset for CEC, and moving on to the next property. So Duffield Road is the shop I shared where, again, I was buying a takeout and then ended up speaking to the vendor. We ended up taking the front shop on like a short lease just to get control of it. So we've been refitting that over Christmas and into New Year. We do have plans for like a cafe bubble tea shop with like a co-working office at the back. At the moment, we're reevaluating plans. We still need to complete by March, which is feasible because we're doing like the title splits. I'll go into the details of that where we're doing like we've got to judge like the timings of the legals and the refinances, which comes first. So a lot of paperwork, I'd say, more than actual refurb, because to be fair, the upstairs apartments and the hairdressers at the back, they're already rented out, so we don't really need to worry about them too much. Just need to focus on getting the legals right and just the kind of milestones of when to complete. So yeah, basically for 2022, those are really the main highlights for this year. I do have some HMOs that are currently rented out to students and contractors. I mean, some contractors are vacating in April, some are students are moving out in June. So we do have all the planning that we got last year. Hoping to get these like booked in for build, and those are going to be, so one's going to be like 7 studios and 1 ensuite room. The 10 beds going to be 8 studios and 2 ensuite rooms, and we've got another one just around the corner, 3 studios, 4 ensuite rooms. So those are going to be quite intense properties. I'm still wondering whether we should do it all in one go, because we're getting like a floodload of like inquiries of students just wanting to move in. So we might even just phase it in, like maybe do like 2 refurbs and then 1 the next year, or 1 and then 2 the next year. It really depends on the builder's time, because right now we do want quality contractors, and for quality contractors you've got to wait because they're all booked up. And again, if we've got people in to pay the rent, I mean, these are all on like long-term mortgages anyway. It's actually 2 on lease options, so we don't need to excise the option until it's all done. So we've got that flexibility, which is great. As long as the landlord's being paid their fixed rent, we can carry on getting cash flow in, and just kind of keep ploughing on with other projects that need more priority, which is that 24-bed I was on about. Hopefully we'll get done by the end of this year. So yeah, I think this year's just enough work really, because I've said before that the whole point the last 2-3 years was kind of like build everything ready before baby, before marriage, and then now baby's here, I've realised how much work it is to be like nearly a full-time, part-time dad. Obviously I've got Jo as well, great wife who's at home helping us out, and we're just a great family. We're a unit, I think that's the word for it. So whilst we've got projects in the background, the accountancy obviously flowing as well. We've got a great team behind us. I think last month, again, no video because we were busy filing tax returns. So we filed over 100 tax returns last month. Still got a few more, I think, because they're all kind of like new clients and new investors, so they don't really need to be registered until like 2022. So I think by 2022 alone, I think we've got about 300-400 tax returns to file. So we're going to get in early. We've got systems in place. We've got some new people to join our team as well. Zero partnership as well. So the accounting side as well is kind of growing, as well as properties. Which, well, to be fair, I think property is stabilising to a point where I wanted it. The last 2 years, I wanted this kind of fast growth. Get it all refinanced, cash flowing, and then concentrate on other businesses. So it's good to kind of just keep that balance and have some time with family as well. We've been on 2 great holidays as well. That's another thing. So just kind of keep everything in balance and just keep everyone happy. I think that's the best way forward. So I hope you guys enjoyed this update for today. Remember to hit the subscribe and notification bell, and stay tuned with some weekly updates.